Back again. Happy birthday to the man himself. Fred Hampton birthday chill stream. I have a few stories we can talk about too. I'm gonna tweet the stream out, but that's kind of what I guess we watch some Fred Hampton videos. It's always a good idea. We can talk about Fred Hampton. I'm just tweeting this video. I blasted the Twitch version out. And if you're joining, let me know. This is gonna be a pretty chill stream. Happy birthday, Fred Hampton. I just said discussing the chairman and his influence over my political development. And then we get started. We can talk about Afghanistan as well. In every stream, I had to get into some class war stories, which I will be covering as well. And I think I'm gonna start this new segment. The new segment I'm thinking about starting is because I always talk about how the United States is the most propagandized country in the world. So I have stories I'm going to share that back my position up. So let's see if we can find. I tweet out a ton. I retweet out a ton of the Fred Hampton videos. So let's see if we can find something we can discuss it. Because I wrote in great detail why we should embrace Fred Hampton and MLK and Malcolm X and a lot of our revolutionary leaders. What? Oh wait, Arthur. I'll get back to that thought here very soon. But I want to address the chat because you guys know this is a very interactive live stream that we have here. So Arthur said came from Bernie's town hall in Indiana. Just got sick of him bullshitting the crowd. They don't even have the guts to leave the live chat on. I don't know why. Not like Bernie reads it anyway. That doesn't make any sense to me. My thing is, and this is my criticism, the Justice Democrats and the progressive politicians, they are in favor of only pushing Biden's agenda. So Bernie was doing rally for the infrastructure bill, which a lot of people will say is actually a good thing. I can see that. The thing is, why aren't you doing town halls and why aren't you rallying support for Medicare for all? Bernie's doing town hall for Joe Biden because he want to help pass Biden's agenda, but he's not going to talk about anything that's to Biden's left. How come the best leaders in this country get a bullet? Fred Hampton, Malcolm X, they cannot let those people live. Especially with what Fred Hampton was actually accomplishing at such a young age, actually getting people recreation facilities, getting them food. There's like education, better housing, and he was organizing that outside the guise of electoral politics, and that was very impressive. How you doing, Kevin? Let's see what we got. Some people on Twitch too. I need help. I need help, my homie. I only tweeted this out once, but let's check out some Fred Hampton left videos.
They always say the Black Panther Party that they can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember.
I'm gonna start from the beginning.
They always say the Black Panther Party that they can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary. And you're going to have to keep on saying that. You're going to have to say that I am a proletarian. I am the people. I'm not the pig. You've got to make a distinction. And the people are going to have to attack the pigs. The people are going to have to stand up against the pigs. That's what the Panthers are doing. That's what the Panthers are doing.
Meanwhile, the progressive movement is taking the side of the pigs that he's talking about. And people wonder why have my harsh anti-cop rhetoric? Fred Hampton did. Meanwhile, the progressives sold black people out to the police state once again. And does that look like a guy we just watched that cares about tone policing. Do you think does that look like someone who cares about stability politics that so many on the left is obsessed over? This is why I call it out how it is. And I don't really care if people get upset because that's exactly what Fred Hampton would have done. We got William in the house. QKR, how you doing, my friend? QKR, big shout out, friend of Fred Hampton leftist. We have some great guests for this week. I might leak to you guys because you guys are like premium supporters watching my OG YouTube channel. So I'll probably link it to you guys. But you guys keep watching. I'm gonna announce it probably at the end of the stream. We got some great guests coming up this week. Yep, happy birthday, Chairman Fred Hampton. Sorry if I misremember, but I think he's supposed to be 73 today. Can you imagine the state of the black community if Fred Hampton got to live to 73 years old? The real threats to the establishment was the real threat to the establishment was killed. The people they could not control. The Malcolm X's, the MLKs, the Fred Hampton. You know, it's the people that rose to prominence and became standards, the John Lewis's, the Jim Clyburns, the biggest sellouts in the history of the black community. They are the people who got power, they got a lot of influence, and they were respected in white America because they forgot about the revolutionary roots. They abandoned the vision of socialism that MLK, Malcolm X had. Fred Hampton was a Marxist-Leninist. They went to that, and now they're black capitalists. Shameful. The new black generation, the new young black left, the Fred Hampton leftists, we are learning from our mistake of the capitalist black boomers who sold us out to the police state and sold us out to capitalism. Yep, Leslie said that's why the government killed them. It's funny how they don't even pretend that's a conspiracy theory anymore. That's like widely reported. But then people will still support the CIA and the FBI. How does that make sense? I am very moderate when I say abolish the CIA. Very moderate. I'm very moderate when I say I want complete abolition of the police state. Because what you're saying, you know what they do, but you're like, it's cool. Not a big deal. You know they can't. And they have no desire to police themselves. We had a story that we can get into. I thought it was pretty funny. We had and actually, let me find the story. And this is another example of what I've been talking about, where the reason why we should fight against our fascist police state, you are not anti-racist unless you are anti-police. Unless you want to defund the police. Unless that's what you want to do. You are not anti-racist. Because the FBI told us 20 years ago that law enforcement was infiltrated by white supremacists. That's something that was obvious to all of us. There we go. I found the story. What's your guys' thoughts? Yeah, share the stream, guys, if you like. I know this is my smaller channel. And I don't stream on here that often, but you guys see me a lot more on this YouTube channel and on my Twitch as well. Actually, yeah, I guess I should tweet out the segment. I tweet out the segment. Give me 1 second, cause I'm gonna actually dive into the segment here, cause I think this is a good time to transition to this police story. Just wait, because you guys know I gotta tweet all my stuff out, because that's the only way people watch. Because algorithm's not gonna help me. Well, what was I about to say? You are not anti-racist unless you support defunding the police. It's a white supremacist institution. Well, I keep it simple. Put the link there as well. If you guys have any cool videos of like Fred Hampton that you guys want to share, etc., you guys can do that as well, and we can pull it up. Yeah, my friend William got notifications. Yeah, Valerie said abolish the police. Defund the police is the path to abolition. Once people realize that you actually don't need cops because they don't prevent crime, and we invest that money into mental health resources, to higher education, to housing, to economic prosperity, that will reduce crime naturally because that has been shown over and over and over again. So once you defund the police, once people see the benefit of having their resources actually spent towards helping them instead of oppressing them, then you will slowly slash the salaries to zero because there'll be no need for them anymore. A lot of people don't believe this concept, especially a lot of people in white America, because they sincerely believe that darker skinned people, the black people that are oppressed by the police, no matter what you do to them, no matter how much you provide for them, they will always be bad. And that's why I wholeheartedly reject that premise. You got black bourgeoisie liberals agreeing with the concept that their people are beyond the pale, that they are beyond saving. How ridiculous is that? No one wants to be thugging and gang banging. If you give the vast majority of people the education, the housing, the security, the income, the ability to raise their families like they want to, we would live in a harmonious society. Valerie said, "Love the 10 demands by Awkward to fully abolish the police." Yeah, I actually co-founded 10 demands with Awkward. That's my man. I think we're gonna have a roundtable panel. I think on the 12th, September 12th, to discuss police abolition theory. We have done previous episodes. I think we did 3 episodes before talking about our 10 demand series. But anyway, let's go back to the story. I'll get back to the comments shortly, guys, because I say you are not anti-racist unless you support defunding the police, because the police was infiltrated by white supremacist group. They always been, to be clear, an agent of white supremacy. They was the enforcer of the new Jim Crow. They coordinated with white supremacist groups to allow them to get away with lynching black Americans. Meanwhile, enforcing the law harshly on black Americans so they can never respond. In a way that's probably more institutionally powerful than it was before. That's why our wealth has tanked compared to the civil rights era, because they just straight up use civil asset forfeiture, where they steal the wealth of black Americans at around a 60% rate. And this amount of money constitutes more wealth stolen from us than from criminal burglary. The only thing else that rivals it is wage theft. Once again, an institution of the white supremacist capitalist system. You have wage theft, you have civil asset forfeiture. So I'll go farther to say, enough, you're not really anti-racist unless you're anti-capitalist, but a lot of people are not ready for that conversation. But this story's back this up. And also, one thing I want you to pay attention to as we cover this story is I think the stream should be back on. Oh yeah, I think we good. I think it's just blacked out for a second. I'm not sure why. Damn. I think it's just probably blacked out. Let me make sure. Yeah, we're still streaming. So I think it's just blacked out. I just gotta be careful not to knock out the internet again. Well, I figure this out. I guess I gotta just continue the story here soon. How does my new stream look? You guys notice the new look I have? I can't really tell if it's ugly or not. I hope it's not ugly. But I was like, I need a new look for my channel since I'm gonna be streaming more often on here. So let me know how it looks. Hopefully it looks well. So I'm not exactly sure exactly what part I was cut off at. Let's see. Here is the story I wanted to talk about. And this shows why, once again, our fascist, white supremacist police system can't really be reformed. Now check the media and how they cover this as well. It's very telling how they trying to whitewash what this guy has done and what he is. Check this out. A former Georgia sheriff resigned this week from the state judicial watchdog agency after decades-old photo of him wearing a Ku Klux Klan robe and hood resurfaced. So that term costume is doing a lot of work, isn't it? He wasn't wearing a KKK costume. He was a member of the KKK. You guys see how they do that? It's so subtle. The white supremacist propaganda that we have, isn't it? They're like, oh, he was just caught wearing a KKK costume. They emphasize the decades old, as if that's relevant. He was a member of the KKK. That should disqualify him from serving in law enforcement. Any public service, really. But you see how they're trying to whitewash this guy? Like, man, he's just a young, dumb kid who hasn't been part of KKK during the teenage youth. And another thing that's very interesting, right? They always say they're good cops, they're bad apples. What? This guy had a long career. None of those good cops put pressure on this guy for being KKK, for being a blatant racist. Let's get in some comments. What do you guys think about the story? I appreciate the shout out, my man William. I'll be on the channel much more often. I gotta build the channel back up. But you see how the media, they cover for the white supremacist institution known as the police. Yeah, the background is new. I think it looked better, right? Cause I think it was like, I'm like in your, like in my old streams, look at it. I was like in your face. But hopefully I think this is better. We got Nolly D in the house, finally joining us. Man, where is Dee Dee at, actually? I should be calling her at their stream. Hold up. Oh, well. She probably got a lot going on. But how's it going, Nolly? Good friend of the show. If you guys enjoy the stream, help share it. I'll be much better served if I just stream more often on here, which I will be doing. But this week on FHL is very exciting. It's going to be a very exciting week. We got big guests. I guess I'll leak. Should I leak it? Or should I wait till near the end of the stream? Yeah, I'll be back on this channel much more too, because I like this be my solo stream where I talk to you guys more often. It's really hard to get to a lot of the comments on FHL, especially when I have guests. We try to get the super chats, but I like this channel because I can talk to you guys and we can have a good time. Yeah, QKR. That's kind of what I was trying to hint at as well, because I went back and I explained how they supported the black codes and they was played a key role in helping white militias lynch black Americans. But what QKR says, the KKK has not infiltrated the police. The cops are straight decent of slave patrol and serving of the owner class. Exactly. Great comment, QKR. Yeah, I'm gonna wait near the end because I got some good guests coming on. This week gonna be busy, so I think tomorrow, I can at least share this one. I got the big guests. I'll do the big guest announcements later. But we have Peter Beatty and Kareem Pates back on tomorrow. Yeah, I like the community here, William. Alright, so unless we got any other questions, I guess I get to the next story. It's says we can't have good things. All right, I just took that one out. All right, I got this next story we gotta do. Okay, I'm gonna see if I miss any comments. I'll get right back into it. A Box, how you doing on the Twitch side? Cops are still slave patrols in their mind. They are still slave patrols. My favorite person who I share a B-day with. Oh, you share a birthday with Fred Hampton. Happy birthday, Shally, on the YouTube side. Is that a guest recommendation, QKR? You guys be having great guest recommendations. I was like, man, I don't know how I'm supposed to reach out to that person. A lot of people I invited, they just happen to follow me on Twitter. Dr. Kareem Patesh actually emailed me. So he was he's been a great guest. Professor at University of Hong Kong. A-Box said they held a funeral today for the 10 people that were killed by U.S. troops. They chanted "Death to America" at the funeral. Wow. I didn't see that. So, alright, let's do the story, and I'll get back to the comments after we finish the story. A trend that has been going on. This is why I've been pretty ruthless to the squad and the progressives and the Justice Democrats following the eviction moratorium being struck down by the Supreme Court, because there were a lot of left-wing activists like us at the Fred Hampton leftists. We was warning people that this could happen. We did a great show with Frank Analysis yesterday. He was literally at the Capitol calling out the squad and demanding what their future plans will be to prevent the homelessness crisis that is obviously going to happen. So this new trend is because politicians are spineless. They don't want to disrupt they don't want to upset their donors by doing something good for the people. But at the same time, they don't want to take responsibility for doing the bad stuff that will benefit their donors. So the Democratic Party not even attempting to do an eviction moratorium through the House, that is a failure of Nancy Pelosi, that failure of Democratic Party leadership, and it's by design because a lot of these landlords donate to the Democratic Party. Not only that, a lot of the Democratic Party people are landlords. So they never had the intention to fight for tenants, and the politicians will never side over tenants over the working class, the proletariat. It just won't happen. So in order to figure out a way to justify them siding with their landlord donors, they are very politically calculating. They knew that the Supreme Court would strike this moratorium down. There was warned in June that if they don't do anything about the eviction moratorium, we won't agree to it. So the idea that you would trust the Supreme Court institution to have the back of the working class instead, you putting your party on the line, because that's why they didn't want to do it. Because they want to protect the conservative Democrats. So in order to protect the conservative Democrats, they don't want to do an eviction moratorium through Congress, because they don't want them to vote against it. They don't want to have this harsh debate that will take over public discourse, and that's the people will side over the proletariat over the landlords, because landlords do not have any ethical or moral basis in their argument. Our government destroyed the economy with a horrific neoliberal response to the COVID pandemic, but now they are putting all the costs on the working class while they get billionaire trillions of dollars of profit. Taxpayer bailouts, right? So we all know the Supreme Court is extremely right-wing and they cannot be trusted. So it didn't make any sense for the squad. I think what they're doing, you gotta be very honest about it. They was purposely misleading people into thinking that they saved millions of people from going homeless, knowing that the Supreme Court is going to shut it down. So they did a PR stunt and misled people into thinking that they actually did something, but they did not. But with that said, I take a multi-layer look at this entire issue. Well, I wholeheartedly reject the liberals that blame just the Supreme Court, but I acknowledge the Supreme Court is a deeply problematic institution. The Supreme Court, as well as the Senate, they serve no real good role other than halting progress and working on behalf of the ruling class. And that people are like, oh, we gotta vote for Joe Biden because of the Supreme Court. My thing is, I didn't trust Joe Biden on the Supreme Court. I don't trust the neoliberals on the Supreme Court. It was the liberal darling Ruth Bader Ginsburg who used the doctrine of discovery to rule against indigenous people, and she sided with the corporations. So even the quote unquote good judges will always take the side of the ruling class, and that's been historically true since the beginning of the Supreme Court. The progressive, the left, we will never have the Supreme Court. But check this out, and this just show the depravity of our ruling class and why it makes no sense for anyone to bounce a very important decision like this to the Supreme Court, like the progressives did. This is the Supreme Court essentially telling us that we cannot have good things. So this is their justification for kicking millions of people out of their homes. Could the CDC, for example, mandate free grocery deliveries to homes of sick or vulnerable people? Require manufacturers to provide free computers to enable people to work from home? Order telecommunication companies to provide free high-speed internet service to facilitate remote work? This is a great idea. All these are great things. The Supreme Court is saying that, hey, if we actually had a CDC that sets eviction moratoriums, it will set the precedent of our government actually advocating for good things for the people. And they are so out of touch. They don't even realize what they're saying here. This is actually amazing stuff here. Mandate free grocery deliveries to homes of the sick and vulnerable. So they're saying that if someone is bedridden, suffering from cancer, that we shouldn't have a program that they will get free grocery delivery. That sounds like an amazing idea. Require manufacturers to provide free computers to enable people from work from home. Yeah. If you have a work from home job, that's just something that the employer should cover the cost of, not you. Why should that cost be passed on to the workers? But they were saying this is horrific stuff. But this is a duh. And the last one is probably the worst one. Order telecommunication companies to provide free high-speed internet service to facilitate remote work. Oh, you think we should actually provide high-speed internet to our people who are trying to work? What do we look like, a functioning society? This is the people they kicked the issue of the homelessness crisis to. Do you see how ridiculous that is? Any politician worshipers, these squad defenders, they're so upset because they were proven wrong once again. There was even caught line saying, Nick just celebrating this. No, I'm not celebrating nothing. I'm proving that I was right again, and you guys were proven wrong. The dumb left, boutique left, who was criticized enough for criticizing the squad on not finishing the job, they was proven wrong once again. And now the fact that I bring that up, they're like, Nick just celebrating that people are going homeless. No, I'm not. I'm telling you guys, boy, you guys were wrong, so you guys can make adjustment and change. But the progressive movement refused to do that. Yeah, let me get to some comments. Yeah, Eric Thomas said, free internet, the horror of that. This is the Supreme Court who they kick decisions to the Supreme Court all the time because they don't want to make the decision. You guys know, I mentioned this before, but you guys know the Biden administration tried to destroy the Fourth Amendment and the Second Amendment because the Biden administration was lobbying the Supreme Court. I'm going to find a story. I'll show you guys the receipt. The Biden administration was lobbying for the Supreme Court to be able to search people's homes and seize their guns without a warrant. And the Supreme Court was like, are you out of your mind? And now, if you're a liberal mind, and you're like, oh, well, this would be good because this is what the Biden administration was saying. They said, well, we got to go after these terrorist groups. We got to go after white supremacists. We got to go after gangs. So if we do that, we got to be able to go to their homes and seize their guns. But this is a common occurrence, right? Where they use terrorism, they use racism, they use all these reasons to pass these laws that expand government power. Then once they expand government power, they use that on black people. They use that on the black people on the left. So if you think if they think we're actually going to break into the homes of white supremacists and seize their guns, how ridiculous is that when we just cover the fact that the police is infiltrated by racists and white supremacists? So what they were going to do, they will go after quote unquote Antifa. They'll go after the black activists, just like they did in Ferguson, who protest police violence, breaking their homes, steal their guns. That is such a horrific idea. Our Supreme Court was like, you guys are crazy, and struck it down. So even though they struck that down, I want you guys to understand that is the mindset of Joe Biden. Joe Biden wanted to be able to roll back your Fourth Amendment rights and expand the state. Just because the Supreme Court knocks that down, don't mean I'm gonna ignore that happened. Eric Thompson, great Thomas, great comment, like they did with Fred Hampton. Oh yeah, we gotta watch some more Fred Hampton videos, probably by end of the stream. Julie Love said capitalism is economic tyranny. Strongly agree. You are not anti-racist unless you're anti-capitalist. So let's see. So I think that's the Supreme Court study. That's pretty telling that. Like you can pack. Like I still like we got like we got to change our entire government and how it operates because it's so broken. These little shit-lived reforms that you guys advocate for is not gonna do anything. Because even if y'all pack the court, if Democrats pack the court, they're gonna pack the court full of corporatists. They're gonna pack the court full of people that use the doctrine of discovery in order to justify permitting drilling and instilling indigenous land. All right, I guess we get into some other stories. I want to talk about Israel and Natalie Bennett. Yeah, Eric Thompson, you're on point. I heard that Congress has allocated $46 billion for rent assistance, but the money is not being distributed. The reason why it wasn't being distributed is because they was waiting for the Supreme Court to strike this down. I covered this on my show, so I already have the receipts ready. 89% of rental assistance funds have not been distributed. So they was waiting because they knew this court ruling gonna come down. Meanwhile, a ton of people are super quick to praise politicians, so they didn't even see this coming. So I was laughing at those idiots for not seeing this coming. Once again, the real dumb left, the boutique left, the squad and their defenders, they failed us and they let us down once again. To be clear about what happened. William said the catalyst to a social revolution would be economic crash due to derivatives bubble. Great comment, very interesting. I would like to see you involved in a new documentary about Fred Hampton. Nolly D said that, yeah, man, you never know what kind of plans we're gonna have as Fred Hampton Leftist grows. When Fred Hampton Leftist grows, like this is just more than a podcast. We are an organization of brothers and sisters. We're like family, right? And we're gonna be in the street protesting or helping organize strikes, covering strikes, and then we jump on YouTube and talk about how it happened. Call out politicians to their face. Hell, we might even make a documentary about Fred Hampton, how we should live up to his revolutionary roots. Let's see if we can find another Fred Hampton video. There's obviously was a lot of love. There you go. Thank you for the subscription. If you are new watching, yeah, subscribe. Appreciate it. Quazarchi. Yeah, nice. I didn't know you was using your own channel. Yeah, Friend and Left is where a lot of my attention go to, but I'm gonna go back to my single socialist MMA channel so I can do what I used to do. I kind of just talk about the news and foreign policy, and I can talk to you guys a little bit more on this platform here. I love this video. This is probably my favorite video to watch. So let's watch this one. Let's watch this video here.
Papa Doc hated everything white. Man, you couldn't put this white paper in front of Papa Doc's face. But he moved all the white people out and he took over and be the president. He did, causing no education. And the people that have been educated, they just said that we don't hate the motherfucking white people, we hate the oppressor, whether he be white, black, brown, or yellow. So we got to know the educational program to find out what is going to be in the finale. A lot of people, Jomo Kenyatta is called not a never a revolutionary, but an ex-revolutionary. So is Papa Doc. They brought on a successful revolution. That thing in the Mau Mau's was a bitch. Bantu freedom fighters, all that kind of action. What we saying is that it's the end But you don't judge Castro now. You can't do it. Nobody in this room could judge whether Castro's going to be a revolutionary or not. You know what I mean? We're talking about things, you know what I mean, with China, the People's Republic, and even at the stage they're in now, talking about even going on further into a communistic state. That's what we're talking about. Those are revolutionary. So we got to understand here the educational program that you have to be able to figure out whether it will go on the right lines where the people will end up in a situation where they can be able to really control themselves. You understand what I'm saying? With no education, the people take this local foundation and start stealing money because they won't be really educated to why it's the people's thing anyway. You understand what I'm saying? With no education, you have neo-colonialism instead of colonialism, like you got in Africa now, like you got in Haiti. So what we're talking about is there has to be an educational program. That's very important. As a matter of fact, it's so important for us that a person has to go through 6 weeks of our political education before he can consider himself a member of the party, able to even run down ideology for the party. Why? Because if they don't have an education, then they're nowhere. You dig what I'm saying? They're nowhere because they don't even know why they're doing what they're doing. You might get people caught up in the emotionalist movement. You understand me? You might get them caught up in because they're poor and they want something. And then if they're not educated, they want more. And before you know it, they'll be capitalists. And before you know it, we have Negro imperialists.
That's one of my favorite quotes of all time. What Fred Hampton is saying: without education, we had Negro capitalists and Negro imperialists. What does that remind you of? Literally the entirety of the black voting base right now. And I don't pull my punches. But the people the black people that love Barack Obama, who is literally a black capitalist and a black imperialist, is exactly who Fred Hampton is talking about right here. Oh, wrong one. So that's my old one. Thank you for the great comment on the Twitch side. B Nelson 468. Fred Hampton Leftist is the best YouTube channel lately. Great content. We got great shows coming up too, man. I'm so excited for this week. I announced here before I lost in the stream, and you guys gotta keep it on low. I'm gonna have a big announcement on Twitter. But that's one of my favorite. That's probably my favorite clips because that ending is just too powerful. That ending is way too powerful. This is my friend Anthony Clark Jr. He was friend of the show. Hopefully he's going to. One of these days I'm gonna meet the Chairman Frampton Jr. one day, because Anthony Clark really works really close with Frampton Jr. He's the one who left Frampton Jr. aware of our existence at Frampton Leftist, and he watched Dr. Cornel West interview, the very first one we did. So I'm glad that we had Frampton Jr. on board. At least he's like, yo, this is good stuff, right? So Chairman Fred Hampton would have turned 73 today. Yeah, I told you guys I was guessing. I got the age right. 73. He was assassinated by government at 21 for a reason. Leading class unity meant he was too dangerous to let live. Repeat that. Leading class unity meant he was too dangerous to let live. You can't kill the revolution, but there certainly are not revolutionaries like Chairman Fred. Rest in power. My friend, a true Fred Hampton leftist, Anthony Clark Jr. Yeah, why can't Tim Black and Jamal Thomas be like Fred Hampton leftists? They're black capitalists, that's why. They're capitalists. A lot of people always forget about their revolutionary leaders. And if they say they're not capitalists, they act like capitalists. So, there's that. I'm starting some shit. So stock dealers would be busy smearing Fred Hampton as a tanky if he was alive today. That's why I don't like a lot of these people that are like social democrats and that whatever, because I noticed like all their big content creators like Vosh and them, they always like attack tankies, and they attack anyone that's to their left. So if Fred Hampton was alive today, they will 100% will be attacking him as a tanky. A-Box said Fred Hampton, certainly one of the greatest revolutionaries to walk the face of the earth. He will be remembered along with Sankara. I already know I'm butchering that name, and many others. Great. A-Box always really good comments. He on the Twitch side. I don't really mind which one you guys watch. I want to shout out to Quizartry again for the Prime sub on the Twitch side. I don't care which one you guys watch because the best way to support me on Patreon, Soldier Sam May, not through Twitter and Twitch or whatever, YouTube and Twitch or whatever. So I got another story we can talk about. I already know some people are gonna get mad at me for saying that, but it's true. If Fred Hampton was alive today, they would be smearing him as a tanky. Like, can you imagine the words that Fred Hampton would have towards the squad and their weak Biden apologists bullshit? Okay, whatever. I can only speculate. Graham and Lee and Jimmy are jab pushing capitalists. Well, not Jimmy because he got sick from it. I don't have much to say from that. Very interesting point of view. Oh yeah, I got another story we can cover. Yeah, William said he loved the core. Honest, actually that's probably an older comment. Yeah, this is a great community. But we always gotta make sure I read the comments because I love the community we have here. So I think we can get another story. Let's watch this thing from Anthony Blinken, right? Because I think the Afghanistan war, in terms of all troop level, is officially over. I always side on a very healthy amount of skepticism, though, and that's why that's the stance I'm always at. So let's see what Blinken had to say here, and let's react to this.
Now, U.S. military flights have ended, and our troops have departed Afghanistan. A new chapter of America's engagement with Afghanistan has begun. It's one in which we will lead with our diplomacy. The military mission is over. A new diplomatic...
I don't believe you. So as long as they launch the airstrikes, and this is another point I think people need to discuss. I mean, I don't want... What if they start What if they start arming militias again? Because that's not beyond the United States from doing. I don't know. I think I'm always siding on skepticism here. But anyway, let's continue.
Has begun. So here's our plan for the days and weeks ahead. First, we built a new team to help lead this new mission. As of today, we've suspended our diplomatic presence in Kabul and transferred our operations to Doha, Qatar, which will soon be formally notified to Congress. Given the uncertain security environment and political situation in Afghanistan, it was the prudent step to take.
So, that's Blinken. I want to ask you guys what are your guys' thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts on Afghanistan? I want to give you guys legitimate reactions. A lot of people celebrating the end of this war. But the thing is, I don't understand how anyone would still praise Biden at all. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, people acting like ending like this 20-year war that should never happen in the first place is like this impressive accomplishment. But it had to end eventually. This war led to a mountain of corpse. They literally still bombing innocent civilians. The Biden administration just bombed and killed 6 kids. And people are praising them? To me, it makes no sense why, as an anti-imperialist, you would praise Biden for doing this when it was clear, and they said this before, the reason why they want to pull out of Afghanistan is so they can reallocate resources into other endeavors, other imperialist endeavors, just like bombing Africa. And I'm gonna cover this story here real quick. Natalie Bennett just met with Joe Biden and said we gotta put pressure on Iran. And the Biden administration was like, yeah, I agree with you. So the Biden administration is about to ramp up tension with Iran. They are continuing to wage a Cold War against China and Russia. So as an anti-imperialist, I don't know how you can praise him for doing this when he's just continuing conflicts in other areas. And I raised this flag before. I'm like, why should we be happy and why should we trust Biden when he is expanding the military budget? We covered how expensive the war in Afghanistan was, $300 million per day. So if you are ending that conflict in Afghanistan, why are you guys increasing the military budget? So even if you do end that Pacific conflict in Afghanistan, that means you're spending Afghanistan money somewhere else. You still gonna be having these, and once again, I'm gonna cover the story with Iran. They are continuing to escalate tensions. I don't know how anyone can praise this administration when Jen Psaki was asked about the airstrike that they did, where they just killing some random people and they calling them ISIS. That's what they did. They killed random people, and they're like, "Oh, this is ISIS K." They killed civilians, not civilians, including 6 children. You guys need to see the faces. I've seen the faces. Was killed, and Jen Psaki said, "Yo, it was a great operation." And this is the administration that anti-imperialists are gonna praise. The administration that are proud of the fact that they killed and bombed kids in Afghanistan. Isn't it very interesting that the same media that was selling war by claiming that that they care about Afghan citizens, they were claiming that they care about Afghan women. Those same people are now silent after we just strike and kill Afghan civilians. So they claim they care about them only to sell war. Those are the people that you're praising? That doesn't make sense to me as an anti-imperialist. There's a difference between just being anti-war and anti-imperialist. If you're anti-war, I guess if you're just anti-war, I can see why you're happy. But there's not an end of imperialism. There's not even a downsizing of imperialism. Because we are shifting that focus in other endeavors. I'm going to show you guys here soon how they are crumbling under pressure of Israel to ramp up tensions against Iran. This is his friend of the show. She was on International Leftist Coalition on Hampton Leftist. Asal Rad. So, you see how the media, they talk about all the Americans that died during the Afghanistan war. The 20-year war, 2,500 American dead soldiers that died in vain. Yeah, I know that's hard to hear, but that's the reality. Every soldier that died in Afghanistan died for weapon defense contractors. They died in order to fuel the Afghanistan drug trade. That's the reality of the situation. But you notice that they didn't bring up all the civilians that was killed, and that's what Assault Raw brings up here. So they never care about Afghans. And anyone who thought they did is beyond delusional, beyond unserious. Let's see what you guys are talking about. You said I'm scared of what QKR said Elizabeth Warren and trending. And you guys remember when Elizabeth Warren, her plan to combat climate change was, hey, we should invest in green bombs so we got to bomb brown people with responsibility. How hilarious is that? Yeah. All right. Yeah. B. Nelson said, "Just want to say, aren't the Taliban Afghans? Isn't it their country to defend? U.S. puppets ran away with the loot." Yeah, and once again, what Americans say, they're like, "Oh, this ISIS is horrible." Taliban, they're fighting ISIS in Afghanistan. It's their country. Like that's the anti-war position. The anti-war position is like, "Oh, just get out of Afghanistan," but they still want to take out the Taliban. The anti-imperialist position is their country. They got sovereignty. They should do it's not all right to tell them what to do. And if you believe, the Taliban is an awful group, so we got to tell them what to do. The United States Congress is the most violent institution known to man. The United States Congress is literally gassing their own citizens because we're protesting. The United States Congress is responsible for 1/4 of the prison population in the planet. So before you start that argument on any other country, look at the United States Congress. Look at the presidents, because we are the greatest source of evil. We had a torture program. There were activists in Ferguson that was killed in retaliation to them going against the police. So spare me on other countries. Yeah, ABOC said 250,000 Afghans died, 4 million became refugees, and ABOC's always with the numbers. Thanks for the comment. Yeah, Naladi said, mind your biz. I do want to cover that, Valor. I'm glad you brought that up. Heard a report somewhere on leftist news. I can't remember who said it. The witnesses said that many of the 169 Afghanistan people were shot by U.S. and our allies. I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be the first war crime that we committed. I found that story as well. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Because I plan on covering out for Hampton leftists, I think. Fuck, where's my link? I got so many sources, guys. God damn. Well, I can't find it. Fuck. I thought I saved it. But I know exactly what you're talking about, because there was reports that there were a lot of people on the scene that say it was literally the United States soldiers that were shooting at people. And that gave them a reason to manufacture consent to launching more strikes. And, like, defensive strikes are the kind of shit that liberals will say with a straight face. Oh, it's a defensive strike. How airstrikes are offensive in nature. How can you have a defensive airstrike? The fuck? This kind of nonsense that liberals say all the time. Yeah, happy birthday to Chairman Fred Hampton, Brett. That's from Brandon Cosby. And he just subscribed. Thank you for the subscription, guys. If you're new, yeah, Caitlin Johnstone. This is a Caitlin Johnstone stan account, by the way. Let's pull the Caitlin tweet. Like Caitlin Johnstone is probably my favorite foreign policy writer right now, easily. So here, Caitlin. See, look, this is what she said. This is exactly what I was talking about. The people acting like ending a 20-year war that was never should have happened is some kind of impressive accomplishment. I think she meant as some kind of impressive accomplishment. We should all celebrate are almost as dumb as those that are opposed to ending it. Wow. You guys see what Caitlin said? She said the people that are impressed by this something that not even an oppressive accomplishment, they're dumb at people that oppose them. Because, yeah, this is a 20-year war that had no objective, so of course you're supposed to end it. It's a mountain of corpses amassed for no valid reason. There's nothing to celebrate here. Yeah, this is why I love Caitlin. This is exactly what I was talking about. Like, why would you praise an administration? Joe Biden was vice president for 8 years. He's responsible for all the wars. He's responsible for us being in Afghanistan. He was vice president as the Obama administration was lying about the Afghanistan war. So why would you praise him when he's, 45 years into power? Now you're like, yeah, let me fix this problem that I started. How does that make sense? It doesn't. It's just people are in love with praising politicians. They can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. They love praising politicians. So that's exactly what Caitlin was saying there. Oh, wait, there's one more. She says the appropriate emotion for today is not pride or joy, but rage. Unmitigated rage at unforgivable atrocity which slaughtered hundreds of thousands of people for no legitimate reason, from which the reason will likely not recover from in our lifetimes. This is why I love Caitlin. She said it better than I did, straight up. Because this is literally why I say I'm not gonna praise Biden no matter what. There's literally nothing you can say to make me praise him, because he is responsible for an untold amount of death and destruction. Hundreds of thousands of Afghans, about 2.5 million Iraqis, the destruction of the global style by the CIA, which he supported in the 80s with the Reagan administration. And you guys want to praise Biden for just reallocating resources to the global imperialist system? It doesn't make sense. All right, let's see what the comments are saying. Nolly's hilarious. Yeah, thank you for shouting, Nolly. Nolly said, if you're enjoying the show, share the stream, help me get some more views. Also, hit the bell, all that kind of stuff, because I promise you, I know I been focused on Fred and the Leftist, but I'm gonna have a busy week. I'm gonna be on Fred and the Leftist tomorrow, tomorrow evening, but also gonna be on my channel a lot to talk about some news. Why not I might have a noontime stream on my channel. Who knows? But I will be on the channel much more often. If you guys want to support the show, Patreon, Social CMA. If you guys don't want to sign up to the Patreon, I have a Venmo and Cash App at Social CMA as well. We got one more story we can cover today. Yeah, I covered one more story today and we wrap up. So let me finish. I'm gonna read some more comments and we can dive into the last story for today. Yeah, Brandon was talking about he did see the Afghans who died was shot by U.S. soldiers. Yeah, dude, I honestly believe it. Well, because the United States is not beyond doing that. The United States military is filled with war criminals. Nick had an amazing memory. He tweeted about Liz Warren. about the I would never. And once again, Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren. Okay, let's do a statement on Elizabeth Warren. I'm gonna tell you guys how I never fell for that. What? I want to say roasting Elizabeth Warren because she did. And then remember when Elizabeth Warren fans were legitimately running with it as it was a good idea, and Warren thought she killed it. She like, yo, I got this new idea to combat climate change that we never even thought about before. Yeah, you know how the military is the largest polluter in human history? I have an idea. How about we invest in green bombs? A green military. Bombing brown people with the love and compassion of Mother Earth. And she was mocked for it. You know, she stopped talking about it. She mentioned it one time, I think at a town hall. But you know, she stopped talking about it. And I would never understand how... Hey, shout out to Ivana. He's out follow you on Twitter. Yeah, more people need to know that. I'm on Twitch too. More people need to know about that. But you have progressives. This is the boutique left. The real dumb left. The majority reporters like Emma, she loved Elizabeth Warren. Cenk Uygur for TYT loved Elizabeth Warren. Even though it was obvious as it was clear as the sky is blue to me that Elizabeth Warren was a Trojan horse designed to tank Bernie Sanders. And then if you bring up the fact that these people are responsible for propping up this obvious progressive fraud in Elizabeth Warren, they continue hostile. But people listen to these people. I'm like, you guys need to stop listening to these people that's wrong on everything. We covered earlier on the show how they was wrong about the eviction moratorium, how they didn't see the Supreme Court shutting it down. They want to praise Cory Bush. These people are wrong about everything. These people was wrong about pushing Biden left. They said, yo, we vote for Joe Biden. Joe Biden be more responsive to the progressive movement. How is that going? Did he cancel your student loan debt? Is he implementing a public option? Is he fighting for a $15 minimum wage? Nope. Nope. Another failed strategy of the boutique left. And another failed strategy of the boutique left, the TYT left, the Emmett Viglins. They was like, oh, we got to support Elizabeth Warren because we have Elizabeth Warren. They can run as a team. Elizabeth Warren will prop up Bernie Sanders. How did that go? Elizabeth Warren attacked Bernie Sanders as a secret sexist, betraying his friend on the national stage. It backfired on her. But you notice that she did not go after Joe Biden one time, but she attacked Bernie Sanders. So Elizabeth Warren was a plant for Joe Biden. Because when did Elizabeth Warren go after Joe Biden during that race? You know who Elizabeth Warren didn't go after? Who she did go after, She went after Pete Buttigieg. Why did she go after Pete Buttigieg? Because that helped Joe Biden. Because Pete Buttigieg was siphoning centrist votes for Joe Biden. That's why Joe Biden demanded him to step down and resign and drop out of the race. And then he gave him a job. Because if Pete Buttigieg stayed in the race, they would split the centrist vote and Bernie would have won. So Elizabeth Warren, working on behalf of Joe Biden, attacked Pete Buttigieg, not Biden. So it was the boutique left. It was the Elizabeth Warren fans that was telling you that Elizabeth Warren being in the race was good for Bernie. That was what Cenk Uygur was telling you. That was Sam Cedar and Emma Viglin was telling you. And then they want us to treat them seriously now. Every progressive, and I mean this with my chest. I say this with my chest. Any progressive that advocated for Elizabeth Warren, you guys are responsible for why Bernie Sanders lost. The boutique left is responsible for why Bernie Sanders lost. Because Elizabeth Warren stayed in for Super Tuesday and cost Bernie the race. And then I still remember to this day, how people got mad at me. People got mad at me because I was dragging Elizabeth Warren from day one. Because I never trusted her. Why would anyone trust Elizabeth Warren after she backstabbed us in 2016? After that, I was done. Because I heard rumors of how Elizabeth Warren was a progressive. I'm like, all right, I give her benefit of the doubt. I'm going to wait till she proved me wrong. But then she chose not to endorse Bernie Sanders over Hillary Clinton. And it was revealed the reason why she did that because Hillary Clinton offered her a vice president slot. And I was warning people about that. And then what happened again? She refused to endorse Bernie Sanders. She refused to back the movement because she wanted to be Biden's vice president. So the boutique left, the real dumb left, these people fell for the same thing twice. I told you the professional managerial left had led us off a cliff. And anyone who's pushing Elizabeth Warren is deeply complicit with the state of the left right now. These people are still hesitant to say Elizabeth Warren sucks. And once again, it was a lot of signs before this. And a lot of these people that back Elizabeth Warren, they're the same idiots that vote for Joe Biden because they don't care about foreign policy. Elizabeth Warren always been horrible about foreign policy. She's a fucking Zionist. She voted for Trump's military budget increase. She voted for Trump's military budget. She voted for his trade deals. It's like, bro, you had all these red flags about Elizabeth Warren way before she turned against Bernie Sanders. And they were still pushing her. And you think the Majority Report doesn't know this? You think Emma Vigeland didn't know this? You think Cenk Uygur didn't know this stuff? They did. They just didn't care. Because it's all about access to them. They got access to Elizabeth Warren, who at that time, they said it was a good chance that she may be president because she was doing Barrett and Bernie at one point. These are the people who run the left right now. The people with no spine, and they're willing to sell out for access to Elizabeth Warren fast, right? William, I love this comment. Here how you identify the dumb lefties. Are you a capitalist? So these are the people that say, "Oh, I still think capitalism will work." These are the social democrats who they want capitalism, even though their version of capitalism still leads to exploitation, but it won't lead to exploitation of them. It'll be brown people that will be exploited. The global south that will be exploited. So that's a great comment, William. Yvonne on Twitch was calling them shit libs. Yep, they are shit libs. Quiet Horse. Let's see what Quiet Horse will have to say. Yeah, Quiet Horse said, have you seen her major donors? Yeah, that's another thing. I didn't bring that up. Elizabeth Warren literally backed away from her pledge not to take corporate money, and then you still had Cenk Uygur like, oh yeah, she's great. Like, how stupid are these people? Let's see. Let me look for some more comments. Yeah, Vanna said, let's face it, even if Bernie would have won, he would have caved to neoliberal forces too. Seems like that now, doesn't it? I feel like Bernie would have caved to... if you guys want my honest assessment, I think Bernie would have fought for healthcare. I think he would have fought for a living wage. And I think he would have fought for more stimulus money. But when it comes to challenging the national security state, when it comes to maybe he would stood up against ICE. I think he probably would stood up against ICE. But I think he would have been complicit with funding the police more. I think he probably Hollywood progressive said Palestine. I don't know if he would stood up to the military-industrial complex the way he said he would. Maybe he wouldn't whip the votes like the way he said he would. Like maybe Joe Manchin and Chris Sinema would have influenced his agenda. That's my honest take. But at this point, we're just talking about hypotheticals because it's not going to happen, right? What are your guys' thoughts? Valerie, this is a good point. Bernie still could do that for us, but he won't. Bernie is busy fighting for the Biden agenda. He holding town halls for the Biden agenda, but he's not holding town halls for Medicare for all. Warren is a perfect example of a supposed capitalist leftist. Perfect. Exactly. She said I'm a capitalist to my bones. That's the kind of stuff that I heard. I'm like, all right, I immediately have no interest in Elizabeth Warren. Roxanne said Bernie would have made the same move as LBJ did. Lost more money for domestic and social programs, but the military-industrial complex just gets to do what they want. I agree with that. I think that's a good take from Roxanne. I think that's a good take. I am very disappointed with Bernie and the Biden administration, but I do think Bernie would have fought for good domestic policy. I just think he would crumble to the national security state. The national security state would have did probably whatever they wanted with Bernie. That's what I think. But at this point, it's just hypotheticals. Who knows? I said before, I still don't regret canvassing for Bernie because I use this campaign as a way to radicalize my community. So I think that's important. I still think that can't be. I still think that's the only one of the only value in electoral politics is radicalizing your community, direct ballot initiatives, and city council positions. That's it. But we are about an hour in. Thank you guys for the great comments. Like I'll be on the channel much more often. We did a chill Saturday night Saturday stream not too long ago. But if you guys want to support the show, support me on Patreon. I had the link there, patreon.com/socialcinema. If you guys want to do a direct donation as well, you can Venmo or Cash App Social Cinema as well. Any donation is really needed. It's really tough, especially right now. So if you want to keep this content going, support low-end content creators, right? Thank you guys for watching. Make sure I got this screen pulled up. So tomorrow, let me plug about what we have coming up next. Cause tomorrow, I got the announcements. So for everyone who stayed to the end, I'll let you guys know the special guest we have on Friend and Leftist first. So tomorrow, Tuesday, we're gonna have International Leftist Coalition episode 2. I'm gonna type in. I got a request from Twitch. Hang tight, cause I got guest announcements for this week. I'm gonna type the Cash App in the chat for you guys. Because we're not funded by any corporation or anything, so that you guys just support my citizen journalism. So we appreciate that. So International Leftist episode 2. Right now we got Dr. Kareem Batesh, Peter Beattie. For right now, 3 of us should be a great conversation, and we're gonna have a Saul Rod on next Tuesday. So the next 2 Tuesdays we're gonna have 2 International Leftist Coalition panels, which I'm very excited for. But the big guest announcement Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 2 hours before we have our roundtable, we will have Jimmy Dore. Oh wait, is that socialism ain't not showing up? It should. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, guys. Hold up. 1 second. Oh, I wasn't my phone. Okay. Yeah, I'm still gonna announce the guest. I'm trying to make sure why. I know some people said the link wasn't working. Yeah, alright, so yeah, Jimmy Dore will be on. He coming back on Friend and Leftist Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys. I'm gonna announce it maybe tomorrow on Wednesday on Twitter, and then probably set up the preview so you guys can watch it. We're gonna talk about Afghanistan, left movement. It should be pretty cool. And then the other guest on Friday, we're gonna have Jackson Hinkle on. So we're gonna have Jimmy Dore Thursday, Jackson Hinkle on Friday. Hey, you guys know Jackson Hinkle fucking destroyed Vosh in that debate. So Jackson Hinkle and Jimmy Dore back to back, Thursday and then Friday. So here I'm gonna just type this in so you guys, cause like I don't really care. I'll tell you guys I don't care about super chats or any support on Twitch, cause if you like pay through Twitch or YouTube, you're just paying them. Yep. Casey said I don't like Jimmy. He pretty polarizing. I like he covers his right issue, so I don't have nothing against him. A lot of people don't like him because his tone, but people don't like me because my tone. So it's whatever. So we're gonna have a great day on Friend and Leftist. So International Leftist on Tuesday. To outline the week we have on Friend and Leftist. International Leftist Coalition tomorrow at the same time right now, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Wednesday, check out Straight Out Politics with Compton J. He has a lot of great content that come on Wednesday. I also actually think we're gonna have Killjoy Meg has a podcast she's doing tomorrow on Tuesday. Thursday is our big day. We're gonna have our roundtable. We always have. I'll be on the roundtable as well, I think. And then we had Jimmy Dore 2 hours before the roundtable. Who else? I think we had another show Thursday night too. Let me check. Oh yeah, Killjoy guy as well. Friday, Revolutionary Jargon. Jackson Hinkle. Jackson Hinkle is gonna be on 3 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, I'm not. If you guys have criticism of Dora, I'm not mad at that. I think he does great work though. Like I much prefer people like that to people that just defend the Democratic Party. And there are legit criticism, but we can have a great conversation. It's gonna be dope. Jimmy's dope. So well, anyway, like you're not seeing like TYT. You're not seeing none of these boutique leftists like ever prop up people of color in their channels, right? You never see like Kyle Kalinske. You would never see Anna, Crystal, any of these people like propping up smaller content creators. But Jimmy, big props to him, because Jimmy prop up a lot of smaller content creators, and he is supportive of a lot of people of color. And Jackson Hinkle, we've been friends for a while. I watched his debate with Vosh over Syria, and he destroyed him. So you gotta know my thing is foreign policy. So I'm looking forward to talking about foreign policy with Jackson Hinkle on Friday. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. So tomorrow, I'm floating about doing a stream on this channel sometime in the afternoon. Cause I want to be much more consistent on my channel. Cause once again, it is a struggle. Like the economy is not great, and it's hard as an independent content creator. Very hard to find jobs and this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna keep the channel going, keep Friend and Left is going. Like Friend and Left is not a great way to make money because there's a lot of us. So I don't really make money on there. So if you guys want to support the channel, that's probably the best way to support me and keep this thing going so I can be more consistent on the channel. I also have an article out coming out on my Substack, Progressive Martial Artist Substack. I'll release that probably next week. So I got a lot of great stuff coming up. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you, Eric Thomas. Max Blumenthal is going to be on Sabby Sap Show tomorrow. And then Max Blumenthal, once again, another one of my favorite foreign policy commentators. So I'm glad that Sabby finally get to have his conversation with Max. Because I had him twice on Friend and Leftist. I'll probably invite him on in another few weeks. But he's like, I love talking to that guy. Yeah. But I do want to sincerely thank all you guys for the support. All the usual crowd. Once I get more consistent, you guys see this stream grow, just like Fred Hampton left it. So, yeah, Max. I can't wait to see Max and Sabby Sabs. Eric Thompson said, "Have you thought about an FHL organization, something that we can join?" So we got more viewers probably now. I talked about this earlier, and I mentioned it on the streams before. Like, people need to understand that Fred and Left is still in its infancy. Like, we just started like 4 or 5 months ago. And it's crazy how fast we've grown. But I talked to Rome, I talked to CJ about this. Fred Hampton Leftists, we are not just podcasters. We are a legitimate organization. We are legitimate activists. And as we grow, right now I'm broke. I don't have a lot of resources. So right now the only thing I have is propping up mutual aid through Fred Hampton Leftists, propping up other organizations like Casey Tennis using my podcast. But as we grow, FHL, you can see me do on the ground reporting. You're gonna see me we gonna hold mutual aid fundraisers at Fred Hampton Leftists. We're gonna be covering worker strikes all over the country. So Fred Hampton Leftists have a lot of room to grow. And to answer your question, we do see us becoming a legit organization, and we are gonna have you guys in the streets with us. I remember QKR Socialists. Friend of the show, you met Savvy Savs in the Medicare for All March in Boston. I think you guys are at. But can you guys imagine when Friends and Leftists grow? We hosting and we organizing strikes, mutual aid funds. Like, this is what we really want to do. Like, We just started out as a podcast and started out on the show on YouTube because we don't have a lot of resources. That's why we asking you guys to support us on Ko-fi, support the Patreon, support our in us, because as we grow and I'm able to travel, I'll be like, there's the End the Wars rally that's going on in Washington D.C. I wish I can travel to do stuff like that. And as for Hampton Leftist grows, we're going to be able to do stuff like that. So that's the future. And we're not in it to be rich. We're in it to actually create a legit organization of leftists that are surviving this post-capitalist hellhole society, right? Okay. Anyway, I love talking to you guys, but I'll be on here for a long. I always say I'm gonna end at a certain time, but I don't because I like talking to you guys. Yeah, QKR said Savvy and Mega for our march was awesome. See, I reject that premise. The guy that asked that question. Super Plan Tanaman said, why are you guys interviewing white supremacist Boogaloo boys? No, I reject that premise. Magnus is not a racist. I not reject anyone that say he is. Now, if RJ want to talk to him, well, what do you guys think class solidarity look like? This is a class solidarity. Talking to people that are willing to meet you on the one to get health care, increasing the wages. And he went on the show to talk about ending the wars. And I do think we need foreign coalitions to end the wars. If you don't think we need foreign coalitions to end the wars, you're deeply unserious. I'm sorry. So this is not an endorsement of his character, but our movement is not about only working with great people. Like, if we starting, like, this is where people need to get serious. If we actually starting a revolution, if we actually putting pressure on the politicians, you're not going to like everyone in the movement. You're not going to like everyone. So I'm sure that Magnus probably said something. He probably has a few bad comments that was bad, but so do white leftists. White leftists are racist too. White progressives are racist too. Socialists done left was calling black people monkeys. In 2019, Andrea, who's friends with Rational National and David Doe and them, she was a Nazi last year. She was literally a Nazi, but they forgive her. But you guys don't want to forgive Magnus for bad taste he used to have? That's ridiculous. So I reject that premise. You guys got to be serious about class solidarity. And that's demanding people be anti-racist. And that's what we did. Fred Hampton demanded white allies to be anti-racist. And Magnus has said multiple times that he's an anti-racist. And he's against the fascist police state. He's against U.S. militarism. So it's like, all right, what else do you want? Because there are a lot of people who claim they are pro-black, but they are for the giant police budgets. They are pro-war. If you're pro-police budgets, if you're pro-war, you are not anti-racist. So no matter how you feel about Magnus, if you are for funding giant police budgets, period, you can't say that he's more racist than you. Period. So we at Friend Leftists, if you expect us just to platform anyone we agree with, that's not what we're gonna do. And I see someone said Magnus is a right winger. Maybe there's some. I don't know him like that. I really don't know him. Like RJ talked to him. But the same people that will criticize us for working with right wingers for ending the war, these are the same people that vote for Joe Biden. You know what I mean? These are the same people that support actual capitalists and war criminals. So if you vote for Joe Biden, who done more damage to the black community than anyone else in public service over the last 4 years, you have no right to call anyone else a racist. That's my position. I'm sorry. Joe Biden wrote the crime bill. Joe Biden funding ICE more. Joe Biden expanding the police state. So if you are supportive of Biden and his administration, you have no right to call anyone a racist. Period. So that's why I got pushed back. And that not me. Once again, if you got criticism of Magnus, I'm not even washing those criticisms away. But he's holding the End the Wars rally, and we support the rally of ending the wars. Period. I don't like divisive politics. I tell you guys all the time. I talk to conservatives in my state. These people are not as bad as you guys think. Cause there's a lot of these people that live in blue states. They live in deep blue states in New York and California. And they're not even around conservatives. They don't know what they're like. They think every conservative is like Ben Shapiro. They think every conservative is like Candace Owens or Tucker Carlson. No, if you talk to the average conservative, they may be off base, but some of these people are doing it out of the goodness of their heart, and they're just being misled. You can even say some of these people are stupid. I don't tone police. I would say it straight up. A lot of these people are just stupid. But then I talk to these people because I know I used to sell cars. I talk to a lot of conservatives, and you talk to them, you get them to agree with you. Like, yeah, we should have health care. Yeah, we should end the wars. Yeah, we should have increased wages. You can reach those people, and I actually have better times reaching those people than the standard like Pete Buttigieg, bourgeoisie liberal. Period. So I read last comment. I know I went long now. I know I went longer than I said I was, but I don't stream consistently, so I might as well. I will be much more consistent on this channel, guys. I promise. He said the Boogaloo Boys is a white supremacist group. What I know from Boogaloo Boys, they're very decentralized. But I, just like Fred Hampton and anyone else, we demand people to denounce racism, and that's what Magnus done. So if Magnus denounced racism, we had a good spot. And once again, I don't know the guy like that, so. I'm just trying to find some last comments here. Jilly Love said, "Labels shall not divide us. Only policy matters." Good comment. What happens in between elections is exponentially more important than the election themselves. Amen, Black Leprechaun 3. That's why I never go brunch. Also, because I'm a nerd, I ain't gonna lie. I like covering foreign policy and current events. Cause I love to know what's going. I've always been obsessed with knowing what's going on. I just don't know how people can just unplug. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, you're not interested in what's going on in the Middle East? Like, you guys see what's happening? This shit's crazy. Like, so when I see this stuff, like when I cover foreign policy, like whenever I cover like the police killing people in Colombia, I'm like, how are people not interested in this? Like, this is crazy what's going on. Like, our government just gave billions of dollars to trillions of dollars to billionaires. That's crazy. How do y'all not care about this stuff? Like, to me, it never makes sense. So that's why I always cover all this corruption, because to me, it just, more than anything, it's very fascinating. So, okay. Anyway, thank you guys for the comments. I'm going to wrap up here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Tomorrow will be a Fred Hampton Leftist Day. Tomorrow evening. I may jump on here sometime in the afternoon. You guys hit the bell so you guys get a notification. And I will tweet about it as well. Thank you guys for watching. Support me on Patreon. Cash App Social Cinema, Venmo Social Cinema for direct donations as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys later. Sign off.